Welcome everybody back to Nine's Corner. I hope you're doing well, feeling well. And we have the new moon coming up on December 14th, which is significant not just for the new moon, but for the fact that the Electoral College will be putting out its results that day as well. So I thought let's have a little look at the new moon and something that we could do. And let's have a look at Trump and Pence during this new moon so we can see what's going to happen with the Electoral College. So first off, let's just talk about the fact, what does the new moon mean for us? It is a new beginning. It's a new start. It is when you set your intention for the next, month, how you want to see things go. So when the new moon is out, it's a great time to write down your intentions. If you have a plan of action of what you'd like to do or what you'd like to see happen, write it down, put it on a piece of paper, put it under the new moon. Just know that anytime you start something under the new moon, you're giving it a really great chance of expansion. So whatever it is that you got going, whatever goals you want to achieve, great time to write them down and put them out to the universe and ask for the universe to assist you in manifesting whatever it is that you desire. But it's also December 14th. So December is represented by the number 12. Break that down, it goes into a 3. So that's the planning stage. But then you have the 14th, which is actually a 5. So that's like everything being changed. So you've got the plans of everything changing. And then you've got 2020, which is the 4, which is structure. So there's going to be, during this time, the plans changing the structure. Trump is gone from the White House. Let's have a look and see what will the new moon bring for Donald Trump and for Mike Pence, considering that the Electoral College results should be out on that date. Or I'm watch now, I'm wrong. It's actually a day before or after, but I'm pretty sure it's the same date. So let's have a look and see. What about Donald Trump and Mike Pence? Interesting. So he got the 10 of Swords, but do you see here, this character is reaching out for this wand. So the 10 of Swords is the end of a cycle, but that also means it's the beginning of another cycle. He is reaching out for something. He's trying to do something before the cycle ends. This is Donald Trump. He has things he needs to finish up, things he needs to bring to a conclusion at this time. And that's where his focus is. His focus is not what's happening around him, all the swords going down on him. His focus is on this wand. What is he supposed to be getting done? So that's the really interesting thing here. And the fact is that this is just showing that whatever it is that he's trying to do, he's going to have to face these fears and do it anyway. He's going to be held accountable, and for the next foreseeable future, his future is going to be very dark and full of so many legalities and issues and problems. And, here you see the strong red here. Here's Russia being indicated, maybe having a little bit happening. And there's information coming down. The bird is going, I'm telling you, there's going to be information. Trump, wow. This new moon is not going to be good for Trump. This is, oftentimes with a new moon, with new cycles, especially, in this time of 2020, things are going to be coming to light. Dark comes to light. Anything that's in the dark comes to light. And if you see this card, you got a lot of yellow here. So I feel like a lot of the things that Donald Trump has tried to keep us away from is going to come to light. And this is going to just really be enacted at this time. But then for Pence, I got the Star card, but it's upside down. So here, here's a man of faith. Here's a man who believes in hope and faith and believing that God will see him through. And I truly think that he believes that Trump was sent by God or through God. Whether he thinks Trump is bad or good, he thinks that Trump was this necessary evil to get rid of the bad Democrats, or however way he wanted to try to figure it out. It didn't work out the way he wanted, but his faith is so strong, his belief is so strong that that's his reasoning to not get in as much trouble, because he didn't do it with the ill intention of being an evil man. He did it with the misinformation, misguided comprehension of what, his belief in religion is. And there is a subtle, there is a part of him that is having to question, when he walks away from this, the star upside down is him having to question his role, what he did. When the star card is upright, it can also mean networking, that, people want your time and that you're able to make lots of connections. For Mike Pence, just like everything Donald Trump touches dies, all his networking is going to be very focused, and it'll probably have a religious connotation. He'll be strong in the way of religious situations, or he'll be strong in the way of being on the side of Republicans, but he won't have the network to be able to do anything more than what he's done. He's finished. Like, whatever he's done with Trump, that has finished his career as far as having any real political career after this. And he may turn more deeply into religion, or even almost, okay. I hope this is not an indication, but I just wanted to kind of mention it because it just kind of hit me, that if Trump is the 10 of Swords and he's trying to catch out to that wand to get help, and Pence got the star card that his hopes have been turned upside down, you never know. This could be Trump trying to convince Pence to, take over the presidency, This could be Trump trying to get Pence to take over the presidency long enough to get him a pardon or something. You know what? Let's just ask. Is there any chance that Trump and Pence would ever try to switch gears, Trump walk out, Pence take over so he could get pardoned? Is there any chance that that's possible? Seven of Cups, but it's reversed. So no, I don't believe so. Your options are limited. I don't think that Pence is in a position to want or be able to do that. I think if that was the plan, if that's something they thought was going to be necessary, it would have been something they'd done prior to. But I suppose the possibility is there because it's showing up in the cards, but it looks like there's only one way, because all their options are taken away from them. Imagine if that was the option. If maybe I'm reading the card wrong and the option is there, and that's why it came up. Let's just have a look. Will they or won't they? Will they or won't they? Is there a chance, Pence? Just give me a confirmed yes or no. Confirmed yes or no. Confirmed yes or no. Ace of Wands. They might try it. I don't know that it'll actually come to fruition. I got the Ace of Wands, so I don't necessarily believe. Guys. Oops. Do you see in this card, you see a big fire, but in the smoke you see the book and a feather and a musical note and a wand and all these things. I think there is a possibility that they may be looking at the situation going, oh my God, this is so much worse than what we thought. And they might actually consider trying to do this. This might be something, and he's got the star upside down, so it's not something he wants to do, but he may be asked, and he may try to do it, because I think they've gotten to the point where this could actually happen because they're in so much trouble, or Donald Trump is in so much trouble. So guys, that's a possibility. Can you imagine? Boy, oh boy, sometimes these cards. Okay, so the second thing I wanted to look at. So the other big thing that's been hitting my YouTube feed, and I'm sure it's hitting yours too, is what's the big deal coming up with December 23rd, 2020? It's a huge deal. Everybody keeps talking about it. So basically what we have happening right at that time, we've got Jupiter, which is your confidence, courage, self-belief, and luck, meeting up with Saturn, that part of you that accepts challenge to gain wisdom. So here, when you're looking at Saturn, this is all about restriction. When we're looking at Jupiter, this is all about expansion. So right now, that is in the earth signs. And for sure, we have been feeling that and dealing with it because that's the coronavirus. We have been expanding the restrictions. We can't travel, we can't move about, and our health has been, really harshly affected. So, and the fact is that these planets go into cycle every 20 years. This is a normal thing. The big deal about December 21st, the winter solstice this year, is the fact that normally these two planets play in the earth signs and have done so for the last 200 years. So now, for the first time in 200 years, they are no longer going to be in the earth signs. They're moving into the air signs, which is the first sign is the sign of Aquarius. So, that song, When the Moon, that is happening. We are at the beginning and have been for quite a while now, because anytime you go into any new aspect, you're always going to be feeling it at the beginning and at the end, right? The positive changes that we're going to see once we go into the air sign, starting off with Aquarius, is you're going to see advancements in technology. You're going to see advancements in medical, which, we're already seeing now. And there's so many doctors, there's so much focus being put on the medical care and health care that they're seeing the need for change, they're seeing the need for planning, and they're seeing the with all this research being done, we are for sure going to be finding new cures to things that we weren't even expecting to find. This is a time when you're going to see the change from the earth signs. We spent the last 200 years building this earth, the Industrial Revolution. We have worked with our hands and we've built. Now we're leaving the earth signs and we're going into using our heads, which we've been doing for the last little while with the advancement of computers and all that kind of stuff. So now we're going to be going into our head. We're going to be not only just looking at advancements of things that are air sign qualities, we're going to be advancing our physicality in the way of getting away from the earth and getting more into the spiritual. So for all of us that are already trying to, get on that pathway of becoming more spiritual, becoming more high in our vibrations and into that pathway, this is the beginning of all that pathway. But you have to understand that we don't jump from, earth into air. We're going to have a little combo of it happening for a while. So we're going to go through 2021 being a time of breaking down and restructuring. So we're going to be getting a mixed bag, and that is to be expected, because when you look at 2021, if you add the year number together, you're going to get 5. 5 is your change year. 5 is a roller coaster, and it can be positive or negative, or it could be a little bit of both. But next year is going to be a year that some people are going to see really great positive things happen, and they're just going to be like, this year has been fantastic. Other people are just going to be trying their best just to get through the year, thinking, I thought 2020 was the worst of it, but it's gotten worse. Because when you're tearing down, people become, part of the break, and it hurts. And with the restructuring comes new opportunities and new ways of doing things. And with the coronavirus, we have been forced to look at all the structures that we have, from our political, religious, our healthcare, everything. And it's not just in the United States. It's been, here in Canada. You look at Hong Kong, they're trying to get their freedom and independence away from China. Like, everywhere you look, there's countries and people trying to rise up because they're no longer happy with the way things used to be. And now it's no longer just something we think about. It's actually happening on a world stage, because we are now moving from the earth signs into the air signs, when all of these things are going to become possible. With such a momentous occasion that we're actually going to be changing our energy from an earth energy into an air energy after 200 years, let's see how it's going to affect us. I thought, let's break it down by our astrological family groups, and let's look at what's leaving us, where we are now, and where we're going to be in the future. So let's look, let me get my zodiac signs out, and we're going to look at our earth group first. So for my earth signs, letting go, you need to let go of that toxic person, that toxic situation. There's oftentimes, it's the people that we thought would be there for us are the ones that disappoint us. And if you're aware of it, let it go. This is a time to let go of anything that's no longer serving you in your life or your most positive good, to get rid of it. Currently, you have 3 of Pentacles, so there's definitely work improving the quality of your life. There's a plan there. There is a way to connect the dots and get the most out of what you want to go moving forward. So you have the 10 of Wands reversed. So there's a possibility that, some of you are going to be moving. This could actually be not just moving house, it could be moving state, it could be moving from, the city to the country, or from the country to the city. I think because we're looking at Earth, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy, we're looking at going back to the earth. So they're probably thinking about moving more out into the country and stuff. There's a need of keeping determined and realizing that you are at the cusp of starting a new adventure. You just have to clue up the loose ends of this one. So stay the course. Don't worry about it. There is going to be something new coming, but you just can't hop from one situation to the other without there being that transitional time. So you're going to be going through some of that transitional time. So for my air signs, leaving you've got the Knight of Cups. So here, if you've been seeing a lot of changes, if you've been going through a lot of changes, at this time, they're going to be in your past. So things are going to become more settled. You've got currently the King of Wands. So, you're the kind, right now, there's a want for something. You have this want, desire for job, person, place, or thing. And it's so strong in you. You want it so bad you can taste it. But you kind of got to let go of those dreams, because you've got the King of Wands here, and you want more than what you're capable of at this time. So sometimes you self-sabotage in the fact that you're up here thinking, about stuff when you really should be more realistic about it, because you are creating this self-sabotaging kind of situation. Things take time for things to progress and to move on and to transition. And there's a want on your part not to want to have to wait for that transition. In the near future, you got the 3 of Swords. Or sorry, in the future, when you were looking at what's leaving in December, what's coming for you in January. What's coming for you in January is a message of do not panic, do not stress, do not fly off the handle. Whatever situation's happening to you that's not on the positive side, it is temporary, and it will change. So I see there's going to be some people in my little group here of air signs that are going to have situations that they're going to think that, oh my God, I'm not going to get away from this. I'm not going to get out of this. I don't know what's tomorrow going to bring. Take a deep breath. Do not panic. It will work out. With the Three of Swords, this is not a bad message. This is a message of don't panic. Even if things around you are not looking as good as you'd like for them, or maybe they're worse than what you ever thought, this is letting you know this will pass. This is temporary. Hold on. It's going to become okay. It's just things from the past that you and expectations from the past that are going to be disappointing to you. But this will be okay. So, for my fire signs, which are our Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries group, let's have a look and see what is leaving you for December and for the year of 2020. Where are you now, and what does 2021, what message do you need going into 2021? Let's have a look. Okay, so strength reverse is in your past. So if you've had obstacles and strains and you have just literally lost your way to the point where you've just given up, you've gone to bed and just said, you know, Lord, if you take me tonight, I wouldn't be that upset, because the strength, the ability to continue, the strength of your conviction has just been really hard. It's been hard to come by, and it's been a struggle to get there. There's something that is testing your strength, and that's part of life's journey, is to be tested. So right now, ooh, you got the devil. Okay, guys, so there is a temptation here. There's a materialistic temptation here. We are leaving the earth energy, going into the air energy. If you are somebody who has a materialistic temptation, if you're somebody who's into the ego and the materialistic world, this is going to be difficult on you, because the struggle is going to be with the devil, with the temptation, with trying to resist and build up your strength going into 2021. This is good. You got the Four of Wands, so the universe has your back. You're going to have some tests and struggles, and these are not just with the outside world. These are internal. This has to do with, those universal tests that we come across, whether it be a loss of job, an illness, a death. These are the things in life, these are life experiences that really test us, and God willing, in the future, you see the silver lining of the strength and the character that you build because of them. So I definitely see there's some real human temptations happening, but with the Four of Wands, the universe, the divine plan has you, and this is your life experience, and this is something that you need to go through to be able to learn a greater lesson. But you will be successful in it. You have the Four of Wands. You haven't reached the end. You're not at the goal line, but you will reach those little milestones along the way to get that clarity of mind when we go from the earth energy into the air energy. So let's look at our final group. Next up, we've got our water group, our Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Let's see what's happening for them. What's leaving them, where are they now, and what's coming. Okay, let's leave it. Okay. Leaving you got the Six of Wands. That's good. A period of frustration or difficulties or obstacles is coming to an end. That's what's leaving you. This can be really personal, because when you're looking at Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, this is an emotional group. So if you've been going through emotional turmoil, this is going to come to an end. You're going to come to a certain amount of balance. right now you got the Ten of Swords, so you're not through it. There is the 10 being the end of the cycle and the beginning, that that you're on the edge of starting a new cycle. You still have to deal with some of your past emotions, thoughts, feelings, and experiences. So although you're going to be getting over a period of frustration, you have to get through the Ten of Swords, which you're experiencing now, to get through, to see the other side, and to get to that new place of where you want to be, that's without all the frustration. In the future, you got the world upside down. So again, here, eventual change is going to come. And the reason why there's a delay, the reason why it's taken some time, is because it's not a superficial thing with my water group. This is world changes on a religious, on a physical, mental, spiritual, all these things. Whatever corner that you're going to be dealing with, whatever it is that your significance, you're putting your focus in, whatever significant area of your life that's being highlighted for you, is going to be one in which you've had the difficulty, you're still in the thick of it, but you're seeing the light. You're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And in the near future, the world is going to have your back. The universe is going to come join you. And if you are in a place where you can see the light and say, yes, I can see the positivity, you're going to eventually see all these emotional turmoil things kind of come to pass, and you're going to be in a better place. But because you are my emotional water group, the world is also letting you know that you got to get used to having these dips in life, that you've got to be able to go with the flow sometimes. And this is not easy for this group. But the pain and heartache and struggles and all the isolation and frustration and difficulties of the past, they're going in the past, and we're going to be starting a new adventure that will eventually be a really positive change on all aspects of your life, because the world will go in the cycle and turn up. It's just that it's going to happen for different times and different people based on where you're to. So that's awesome. So guys, that finishes off the reading for us. And as always, I have our Unity candle lit for each and every one of us. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share. Well, you know the drill, all that kind of good stuff. And until the next time, take care. Cheerio.